All right, guys, welcome to episode number 38 of the KFO show, Kayak Fishing Obsessed. If you love kayak fishing, then there's no better place to be on the planet right now, except maybe actual fishing. Then right here, guys, I got Aliex Folgueira on tonight. We're going to be geeking out on all things kayak fishing, fishing kayaks. What I like to do is bring people on my show who I feel like they're kind of uniquely positioned to talk about something. And I believe Aliex is definitely uniquely positioned to talk about fishing kayaks. So I'm pumped about that. Bring your questions to get those ready. But let's hop into some news and announcements really fast. Upcoming guests on the show. Next week, we got G2G Fishing, Good to Go Fishing, followed by Drew Gregory, followed by the winners of the Knucklehead tournament for Team Wendell. I'm pretty excited about that. We have the Bearded Paddler after that. So I'm like booked out a month with some sick guests. But this is kind of new. I'm actually going to be a guest on a lot of shows as well. The Alex Rudd podcast on the 25th, the following night on Debo's Fishing on his podcast, and actually even tomorrow, the Bushcraft family asked me to come on. And so this is kind of new to me. Like I maybe been on 2 live shows in my entire life, and it's like 3 in 1 month. So pumped about that. If you're listening in from the podcast, thank you so much. We're getting over 750 listens an episode on the KFO podcast. And guys, I don't know if you know this, but that's in the top 10% of all podcasts out there. So I'm really pushing to get 1,100 downloads per episode. So we're on our way there, and then we'll be in the top 5% of all podcasts. So if you're out there listening in on the podcast, thank you. And also, I've asked over the past month or so, reach out to me, right? There's no real great way to kind of reach out to someone through the podcast or through Apple or Spotify or wherever you listen. So I've had a lot of you, probably 2 or 3 a week, reach out on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook. So I would love to hear from you. Just know you're out there. So I love to. So hit me up. All right, let's take a look at the Knucklehead Bass Fishing Tournament update and head over here to Fishing Chaos. For those of you, let me share my screen. So for those of you who maybe don't know what that is, right? So I am anchoring a team, and I had 4 1-month tournaments. And if you win one of those month tournaments, you earn a spot on my team. We're going to go down to Lake Gunnersville, Lake Wheeler on Veterans Day weekend and fish off against Fishing with Gramps and Chad Hoover and Fluke Master and Aggressively Average Anglers and Larry Melton Jr. and Bearded Dad Fishing. There's a group of us going down there and fishing off one another. And it's also going to be like 3 different wild card teams. And so nonetheless, this is the last month that you win a spot on my team. So I always like to go see who the top 5 are. So let me share my screen with y'all. All right. And you guys should be looking at this now. All right. Top 5 for August. Ellis McRoberts, 101.5 inches. Dang. Look at that beast. 22.5 inches long. Woo. He's putting up some 21.5 inches, 20 inches. I mean, top 3 fishes over top three bass are over 20 inches. That's crazy. And we have Jacob Tomlin in second, 91.75. But keep in mind, Jake already won last month. So pretend he doesn't exist in this whole thing. Then Levi Bolgren, third place with 88.75. I'm rocking out 4th place with 84.25. And then Lawson Taco is on the show tonight, New Jersey. He's got 82, kind of nipping at my heels there. And so pretty excited about that. It's been a ton of fun. My first kind of tournament. So we're probably doing that again next year as well. So excited about that. All right. And the last kind of announcement, guys, one of the main ways the channel is supported is through listeners, through the channel memberships on YouTube. So I have 3 different tiers. Tier 1's Water Heifer. Tier 2 is the Hydrilla Gorillas. And then I have Tier 3, which is the Boss Hogs. They all get different perks that I follow through on. So if you get a lot of value from the Wendell Fishing YouTube channel, who hosts the Kayak Fishing Obsessed live show and the podcast, I'd love to invite you to be a part of that. I think the lowest tier is like $2 a month. And it really just pays for things like the streaming service that makes this live show possible, upgraded microphones so your ears don't bleed, editing software, all that stuff goes right back into the channel for you. All right, enough of all that. Remember, this is an interactive show, meaning I want to hear from you. If you are on the live tonight, be prepared to bring some questions, some comments, talk with us, talk with each other. I love seeing that thing blow up over there. All right. So let me bring on my guest tonight. Check this out. 34 million views. Over 50,000 subscribers. Aliex, welcome to the show, brother. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man?
I'm doing good. It's good. Thanks for coming on. I want to hear your YouTube journey. right? When did you start? Why'd you start? I mean, I've been following you for a while. You kind of have a love-hate relationship with YouTube. I've noticed through some of your posts
Uh,
over the years.
YouTube hates me. Uh, like, uh, seriously, like the last video I put up today, I'll put it on your channel, it will blow up. It's just there's something against the channel, maybe because it's very old. I don't know, but
Well,
like
tell us the
it.
story.
I mean, let's start on a good note, right? We could talk about YouTube later. So, why did I start YouTube? Well, I was trying to buy a kayak, and the information that I saw wasn't like there were like 2 or 3 videos. There wasn't a lot of videos. So I go, let me start a YouTube channel with the idea of doing kayak videos. But of course, I wanted to do a fishing channel instead of like that's what I wanted. Like I just wanted to do fishing videos, and then if that takes off, then I'll do kayaks, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, so I well, I, I've been trying to go back in my memory banks and see how it started. Really, the thing that always come back to me is that I didn't find enough information about that kayak. But then
Mhm.
I started a channel doing fishing videos and doing tech videos, right? So the idea came like I couldn't find enough information about the kayak. Let's do a YouTube channel, but then it
Right.
turned into doing fishing videos and tech videos, right? But then one day I flipped a kayak and it got more views than anything else. And then I started doing more videos about kayaks, and now we're here. But who who do I have to blame for all this? Well, there's 2 people. One was here a few days ago, Chad, and the
Okay.
other one is Selfinger. Um,
Who?
Selfinger, you know Selfinger?
I don't.
Selfinger?
No.
Oh, you don't know the poor man's kayak?
Oh, yes, I know. I know who that is. Yes. Okay. I think
Yeah.
I.
Oh, he's one of the OGs. Like he started making videos when I think the resolution was um 220, 120p, one of those
Oh, yeah.
a long time ago. Hey, how's the audio? Can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Uh, so so yeah, like I, I used to fish when I was little in Cuba, like just and a little piece of fishing line and a hook, and I would like throw it and see the fish eat it and then catch it. And I came here and I thought it was illegal to fish from land for for the longest. I thought it was illegal to fish from land. Like I thought you needed a boat or some kind of special permit. But then one time, I brought in my dad and his wife and a lot of people. I came into one single house and I needed to get out.
Mm.
Too many people in the house. I needed to breathe. So I passed by a tackle store and I bought a rod and reel. And the same day I went fishing and I caught some bait fish. We deep fry it. It was nice. I need to get back here. Uh, there was a little rock that it was maybe, I don't know how far it was, but it was difficult for me to get to it. I couldn't cast well enough to put the bait where I wanted.
Okay.
And then that's where I started looking, oh, how can I get over there? How can I get closer so I could cast? And I didn't want to buy a boat. I had nightmares with boats. So the logical thing was a kayak. And the one person who was promoting them a lot was Chad and his show and World Fishing Network.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That's 2013, 14, one of those years. So that's how it started. Pretty much. I wanted to buy the kayak that he was using, Wilderness System,
Oh,
Ride 135, the Commander, but I just couldn't buy it. I didn't have the money.
okay.
So I ended up buying a lifetime kayak. And that's how it started.
Nice. So, and you have been flipping kayaks ever since. So, I noticed on your show, not on your show, oh, I guess on your channel, that you were at ICAST last month. And I
Yeah.
had Chad Hoover on the show a couple weeks ago, and he gave me his take and his kind of thoughts on it. And I would love to hear yours. So, you were there. For those of us who were not there, like what are all your takeaways from that?
Okay, so I guess it was super slow this year because nothing really new was announced. Old Town announced a something that is really good. It has a lot of potential, but they made it though. They made a horrible mistake. They put it on an old kayak. Who does that? Like who does that? Brand new technology, nobody has it, and you put it on an old kayak. Like that's just asking for trouble. So I mean, you could look at you could search YouTube right now. Those videos don't have a lot of views. Why? Because people already seen the kayak. Nobody's gonna pay attention to it. It doesn't matter what kind of engine it has. People already saw it. It's not new. It doesn't. It's not gonna get attention. So that was the only real new thing, right? The other thing was the Titan X, but I don't know. Like people don't care much about Titans or native watercraft. Like
It hurts a little bit. I own a native. I care a little bit.
a little, but like people only want to watch Old Town, Pelican, Hobie, and for some reason Feel Free.
Okay.
They love those kayaks, and they weren't there. Hobie wasn't there.
Right.
Feel Free wasn't there. Old Town had nothing new basically because the EPD again it looks the same, it acts the same, just at its power, right? They they made a big mistake. They should announce a brand new kayak with a new technology in it.
Okay.
But whatever, I mean, they probably know more than me, so maybe they know what they're doing. I don't know.
Hey, it's all good. I asked for your opinion, and that's what you gave. So I respect that. It's all good.
Now, other than that, for kayaking was very slow, but I think it was a good show for a lot of people. Like people love to go there and hang out and just talk with people in the industry that I only get to see once a year.
Sure.
And I seen some videos that actually took off. It was a guy that had like 700,000 views on a video, just going around and saying hi to people and showing what they had.
Yeah.
So there's interest for that. It's just that it wasn't there for kayaking this year. I mean, for example, last year I got like 400,000 views in about 2 weeks from ICAST.
Okay.
This year, from July, 80,000.
YouTube does hit you.
I've been looking over here. I've been looking over here thinking that my camera is here, and it's actually here.
Yes. Welcome to the show.
It's on the other side. Like I'm looking at this dot here that looks exactly like a camera, and people are gonna probably think I'm crazy.
Everybody on the podcast is like, I have no clue what you're talking about. But hey, everyone on the live.
Let me see. Yeah. Okay, better now. See, great.
So really quick, you're talking about ICAST, and there's probably a lot more to talk about. But you said that Hobie wasn't there. Feel Free. Well, there's a bunch of companies not there.
Jackson wasn't there.
Yeah, why? In your opinion, were they not there, or do you know?
Why? Simple, money.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, these are rumors because Hobie is owned by a guy with big pocket now, so he could sue anybody. So just rumors, So they let go of a third of their workforce. They are gonna start producing kayaks in Mexico, right? They're cutting back on warranty claims. Like now they're being more rigorous. Like, oh, how are you storing your kayak? How are you doing all this stuff? Trying to blame the consumer, right?
Well, I watched that video of yours. Who was actually? So we're kind of going deeper and deeper. Let's focus in. For those of you who have not seen that video, you had one of your channel subscribers reach out to you. Walk us through kind of the warranty claim change from kind of Hobie's, why people bought them, to kind of where it's heading now, in your opinion.
Well, according to Hobie, they still have the same warranty. According to them, I mean, if it's true, it may own it. You could transfer ownership of the warranty to a new buyer. Nobody does that in the industry, and they have it supposedly. So supposedly you still could go to a dealer and get service for your warranty, right? Like they're gonna do whatever it takes to help you. But then you hear stories like that one, and it's not just that one. There's many stories out there of them not being like they did before, So who to believe? I don't know. I think I know what the problem is. Hobie started selling kayaks in big stores.
Okay.
And tried to walk into a big store and ask for warranty. right? They're gonna say we don't do that here. So the kayak owner is gonna go to a small dealer, and they're gonna try to get the kayak fixed at that dealer. But that dealer didn't make any money of the kayak, so they're probably gonna refuse the. They're gonna be like, go back to where you bought it, right? And maybe that's where the issues are happening. Where before a dealer would like help the buyer,
Right.
they sold the kayak to them, but now maybe why I'm not gonna make any money out of this. Why should I help you? And I would do the same thing. I don't work for Hobie. I mean, the dealer doesn't work for Hobie. So why would they lose manpower to satisfy this company who is selling kayaks through big stores? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so essentially what the dealerships are doing is saying, hey, I'm not going to help you. Go straight to Hobie. And Hobie can't do it because that's not how they're structured. Is that what you're saying?
Now, all this is speculation, people. Okay, these are rumors. These are things I heard. So I'm not a reporter. I'm not investigating this. I'm just letting you know what I hear.
Well, you hear a lot, right? You live, eat, sleep, fishing kayaks, and so I wouldn't say you're out of the loop.
Yeah, but I don't have all the details. I cannot go to I don't know, file. You know what I'm saying. I don't have the details. I don't have. I mean, the proof that I have are the comments and people reaching out and people saying things and all that stuff. But I can't go to a court right now and testify.
Sure.
That makes sense.
Well, to be fair, last time I watched that video, you actually reached out to Hobie. Did they get back to you yet? Because that was weeks ago.
They didn't get back to me directly, but they got back through a dealer saying exactly what I just told you, that they still honoring their warranties.
Okay.
So, you hear things from dealers saying that they're having issues, and then from other dealers that nothing is happening, everything is fine. So, I guess it's a case by case thing, right?
Yeah.
So,
I guess so.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah. So, yeah, but I mean, I think like if you, because part of the price that you pay for a Hobie kayak, you're paying for the warranty. You're paying for the no question asked, here, I'm gonna help you.
Yeah.
And if that suffers just a little, then why would, I mean, you're paying a lot of money for basically, oh, maybe I get help, maybe I don't get help. Like, why would you pay more, right?
Sure.
So that creates problems. So, so the reason why I could tell right now why they were not at ICAST, they don't have anything new. They don't have the people to help them set it up because they fired them. And I think Hobie has a lot of money. Like the people that own Hobie have a lot of money, right? But it's a business at the end of the day, and they're not gonna bleed money for just bleeding money.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, we're trying to piece it together here. But you have a lot of people, and you're in it all the time. So I mean, I respect what you're saying here. All right, we got some questions over here coming in. Real quick, one from Jeff Donnelly. He asked, "Are you allowed to fish at night in a knucklehead tournament?" And the answer is yes. You can fish at night, in the morning. You can get it done. So you just got to stay within that month period. All right, next question. This is from Little Rich. Question. This is for you, Alex. What was your favorite color of bait, or bait in general? Because there were some quote unquote new baits at ICAST, which really looked very similar to some old baits that were out there. But nonetheless, did you see anything that kind of struck your eye? You're like, oh yeah, that's somewhat innovative, or just your thoughts in general?
Is there anything new? Everything is a copy of something else, right? I'm a saltwater guy, so that's what I was looking for. I saw all kinds of colors for gold, and they look nice. But gold is also freshwater. You could use gold for freshwater. I saw this crazy looking flying fish bait. You should buy one of those and try to catch a bass. That video is gonna give you 1 million views. I'm serious. You should do it. You know what I'm talking about? Those flying things. They're like fish that fly. Yeah, they're in the Pacific.
Yeah. They're not in the lakes that I fish, but yes, I know what you're talking about. They'll like jump out of the water and they'll go like 100 feet.
Right, but the bait has have the wings that you could take them off and use them just like a swim bait. But they're huge and they're different. So the contrast, right? If you go with one of those and catch a bass, it's gonna be like crazy. Like people gonna want to see it. So
Yeah.
there you go.
There you
That
go.
could be a,
My next idea.
yeah. And people love those videos where you put you put like something that shouldn't be there, like a bait that you shouldn't use in freshwater, using it in freshwater, or versus. They love those videos. I said on my channel because YouTube doesn't like to push my fishing videos, but that's a different story.
I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. I want to ask you the question why, but I also want to have the next half hour back because I could tell you're super frustrated with that whole process. And you're full time, right? You full time content creator?
No, no. I work here right now. Like this is my office.
Okay.
I work from home, and then I do YouTube when I finish,
Okay. Well, nice.
or on the weekends, or whenever I have time off. I could be full time, but life, like we just had a baby, and so my wife is the one that is full time at home. So
Okay.
It's fine though. But yeah, I could make enough money from YouTube to not have a day job, but that's what happens when you have a family.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I'm doing the same thing, just grinding in the off hours and getting it done because it's a passion project. So completely understand that. Hey guys, if you got a question, if you're listening live for Aliex, please go ahead and throw that in. I'll go ahead and get it asked for you. I have one here from Peter. Let me see over here. Peter Ranieri Fishing. What's Aliex think about the auto boat GPS?
All right, so what is it, like $700 for that thing? So what it is it's kind of like an attachment that you can turn any motor, a trolley motor, into a smart motor. Like instead of buying a XI3 or a Minn Kota without a pilot, you just get a normal trolling motor. It could be $100, $200, and you attach that to it, and then you have the same capabilities. You could spot lock, you could set autopilot, which drives the boat to a specific area and all that stuff. I just I haven't used it, right? So this is my opinion from what I saw. I would just buy the real thing because if you get a good trolling motor, maybe 300, $400, right? And then you add that, you're talking about $1,000, $1,100, right? And then I bet you're gonna have issues. So I'm may as well just buy the real trolling motor with warranty from the company. Like that's what I would do. But if you already have the trolling motor, it may be a good thing just to add that piece and add more capabilities to your boat. But like, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. $700.
Yeah. All right. That's a good thoughts on it. I was going to switch let's switch up the question here. So if someone was, because this will get 750 plus views or so on the podcast live, it can go up to, I think when I had Chad over, it went up to 1,300. So there's a lot of people on, right? And there's people who watch it live, and then there's people who watch it for what it's titled afterwards on the replay. And so I titled this how to select a fishing kayak. So if someone was looking to you get this question, I'm sure, all the time, which makes sense because the content you throw out on your YouTube channel is a lot of it's kayaks, stability. So if someone's looking at getting kayak for a first time, what advice would you give them?
Well, the number one mistake people make when it comes to kayaking or kayak fishing is they buy the wrong boat.
Yeah.
Right? How can you fix that? Hopefully, maybe you're able to demo the boat, so you should like try to demo. But that is not gonna tell you the whole story. I think you need to do a look at yourself, right? Doing an assessment of how you look, how big you are, what's your budget, what type of water do you fish, and then with all that information, then start looking at kayaks that fit your fishing habits and areas, and then start consuming reviews of them. If you're able to test them on the water, great, and then make a decision on it, right? Because it's not just demo. I mean, you could go and demo a kayak on deep water and feel amazing, but then you fish in 6 inches of water. It's not gonna feel the same way, right? You could get a kayak that is super heavy and huge, and you sit on it and you feel amazing on the water, but then you're the one who has to take it out of the water and put it back in your truck, and it's not just demo; it's more than that. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're an older person, like, and you want stability and you want everything, right? Maybe the solution to that is get a kayak and also get a trailer, so you don't kill your back. It's it's not there's not a simple answer. There's not.
Oh, it's a loaded question for sure, but I'm sure it's a question you get often, right?
Yeah,
And
and I used to go through what I just went through. Like, so what's your budget? Where do you fish? How big are you? And that back and forth takes forever. So I get to this day a lot of messages. Hey, should I buy this kayak? Should I buy that kayak? And I really can't reply to them because I will spend hours that I don't have. You know? And if I reply to one of them, then it's a disservice to the others. So, I don't know if you've probably been through it. Sometimes you get a lot of comments. It's really difficult to reply to all of them. So what I try to do is make videos about it. And I have a few. I even put a playlist on my channel that if you're going to start kayak fishing, start here.
right.
So, and I should do more of that. But, what I'm gonna be doing over the next 4 months is I'm gonna take time off YouTube, but you will notice because uploads will still show up.
Okay.
And I'm gonna film a little project that I have, and I'm gonna do a lot of thinking about the future content of this channel. But I mean, there's so many ways to attack that question. There's so many answers, so many variables.
Okay.
So
So you're rethinking kind of the direction of your channel then, or will
yeah, yeah, like kayak fishing is so small. It's such a tiny niche, right?
be? Yeah.
And there's so much infighting there that and I don't know. I have to more expand the umbrella
Okay.
because
What
yeah,
I've got to
so,
ask. You said infighting within the small niche. What did you mean by that?
I mean, if you're a hobby guy and you hate Old Town or the other way around, if I make a video praising hobby, I get the Old Town people saying, "Oh, you're just a sold out." If I do the opposite, I get the opposite. It's like if I flip any kayak I flip is, oh my god. The comments is like, "Oh, you did it on purpose." Of course, I did it on purpose. Oh,
This is fun.
yeah, it's
I can relate for sure.
yeah, I know. It's ridiculous sometimes the comments that you get. So,
What's
so
what's ridiculous is one of your videos that said our pedal kayak's dead. That hurt me a little bit because I love pedal powered kayaks. So apparently, I didn't actually watch the video yet. You've done a couple of those. They actually got a lot of response, and maybe it's how you titled it. And
the
so,
original.
all right, what's your thought on pedal kayaks, and what was your inspiration for those type of videos?
So, nobody's gonna click on a boring title or a
True.
topic that is mundane, right? Like nobody's gonna click on it. So you have to make it exciting, give them a reason to click on it. And I was fasting for 2 days, right? And up leading to that point, the only kayak I was using that I wanted to use was the autopilot.
Okay.
Has a built-in trolling motor. It's the best fishing kayak you can have if you are able to use it. I mean, deep water. If you fish a lot of tournaments that don't allow it, then don't get it. But if you're just fishing for fun and you just want to fish and you have deep water and there's not a heavy current, I really don't see there is any better kayak. But I go like, why don't I make these videos? Our pedal kayaks there, like, would it be better just to buy a $1,000 kayak and put a trolling motor on it? Would that be a better solution?
Yeah.
And a lot of the videos that we make is comments that we hear, comments that we see from people. And I was seeing a lot of comments of like, yeah, I just put a motor on my kayak. I don't use the pedal drive. I always lean towards using the motorized kayak and all that stuff. And then that video opens with, It's true. Pedal kayaks are dead for some.
For some, there you go. But they're already there. They're already watching, so I might as well keep watching.
So I keep watching because they have to tell me how wrong I am.
No, it's solid. At the end of the day, we are content creators, so we try. We don't try to clickbait, but we try to get creative. That's for dang sure.
Well, the video delivered, and at the time was that's how I felt, right? And then you go through cycle. I went fishing offshore, and I realized that I needed to have the drive as well. So I couldn't I wouldn't take my autopilot offshore. I want to take a pedal drive kayak with a backup motor.
Mm.
So and things change. But look at what Old Town did. They put a motor in their PDL kayak. What is that telling you, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's I think the video was not clickbait. It delivered because it's there for a lot of people. Like a lot of people cannot even use a pedal drive kayak. I mean, a Fluke Master, he can't use one, right? So what makes something true or not? Like for him, they're dead. They're not gonna use them.
Yeah, I get it.
That
makes sense. That makes sense. Hey, let's hop over to the comment section. We got a bunch kind of piling up over here. All right, what do we have here? Anthony Vespia, Tony said, Aliex, the new PP 768 trip to Chicken Key was epic on the Old Town. We were still trying to get Darren to get that Bixby on his new boat. He still likes to get his exercise. I don't know what some of that stuff is. Chicken Key, it must be down from where you're at.
He's Anthony talking about. I took my Salty PDL with the new big battery from Bixby, and I like a pedal assist kayak before Old Town actually made one. So I had the Bixby in the rudder, which is weightless, and then I had the drive.
Yeah.
So that's the combination that I was talking about. Going offshore, I would take that over the autopilot because I know if I flip, I could easily recover. I don't have to worry about it. Even though Outdoors makes amazing batteries, I don't have to worry about that lithium battery, right? Because everything is built in with the Bixby. There's connection that are watertight. Like it's different. It's like a more perfected setup, I would say.
Okay.
So that's what I will use if I go ashore. And yes, a pedal drive kayak, but it has a motor. So I guess they're half dead.
There you go. I got the Outdoor Conquest. Had a question for you. Aliex, what was the hardest kayak to flip out of all the kayaks you have ever flipped?
All right. So the hardest kayak to flip is that a kayak is a Makeup Air 8.5 inflatable, have pontoons. So you're going to fall off before you flip it. But that's not a kayak, right? Let's take that out of the way. So from actually doing it on the water, the hardest one to flip was the Slayer 12.5 Max.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't know at the time, but I think the reason why is because water got inside the hole, like a lot of water.
Huh.
And that should make the kayak more unstable depending on the hole. But on this one, it made it more stable. For example, if you get water inside a Hobie Pro Angler or a what do you call this? The Jackson Nar, it's gonna help you flip faster because the water's gonna move.
Okay.
But I think what it did with the Slayer is that it filled up the pontoons, sort of.
Got it.
So it kind of like stabilized it more because of the design of the boat. But before water got in, I flipped that. It was difficult to flip. I think it's the hardest one should be the Unlimited by Canoe because of the size and the shape of the hole. So that should be the.
It's like 41 inches wide.
Yeah. Now I think in terms of size, the most stable kayak there is the SS127 because that kayak is only 33.5 inches wide.
Right.
And it feels solid when you stand up on it. For the size, it's probably one of the most difficult to flip. But I mean, we're splitting hairs here because I mean the 106 PDL, the Feel Free makes a lot of kayaks that are super stable up to a certain point. Um, Let me tell you what the easiest kayak to flip is.
Hit
The
me.
Pro Anglers, the 14. That thing is so easy to flip.
I saw you flip one in a short today, and it didn't look like you were like really trying to torque that thing over. You just kind of leaned, and it just kind of went with you.
Yeah, what people don't understand is that doesn't make it a bad kayak, and that's not a bad design. It was well, it's old, so maybe they should update it. But it was perfect on purpose designed that way. The kayak has really good primary stability, which is a lot. That's what a lot of people do. They stand up on a kayak,
Sure.
but it has a super high seat. You're like sitting really high, so it's gonna be easy to just move on a little and flip and find the water because you're sitting high. If you bring the seat all the way down, which by the way I don't think you can. I tried. You're still sitting high. It will be very difficult to flip it from the sitting position because you won't be able to. Like if you, let's say you just sit on the floor of the kayak, it's gonna be difficult to flip
Yeah.
because your center of gravity is way down there.
Sure.
But what people don't pay attention to is that nobody's gonna fish like that. They're gonna be sitting high.
Yeah. I like sit high. It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing a bunch of comments over here in the comment section, and let's talk real quick about Jackson, because when they came out with the NAR, or as Fishing with Gramps just said, the Narbage.
And not, yeah.
Real quick before you give your opinion on it, I don't think I've seen a single video where they're like, "Oh yeah, this is a really great kayak." I've seen plenty of videos from people I respect who are saying like, "This is not it's not a kayak for big guys, not a kayak for short guys, not a guy, it's not a kayak for anybody." So, what's your thoughts and opinions on the Jackson NAR?
I like it.
Okay.
I think that's a kayak for me. Um, I think that it will be easy, like with the torpedo on the back and the 103 in the front. Perfect kayak for me. Um, I'm under 200 pounds. I know how to use kayaks. I don't think I'm gonna flip. I tried to flip it. The first time trying to flip it was difficult. Then I sort of found a way to make it easy. The drive didn't feel bad. I raced it against shear water 125, and the shear water broke basically trying to race it.
What do you mean broke?
The chains on the drive broke.
That is snapped?
Yeah, because I was putting a lot of pressure on it.
Well, all
right. I never did the video because like I didn't feel like there was enough in the video to make it. Like maybe a short would do it, but not it, like a full video wouldn't be a good idea.
Got it.
So I mean, to me, it's a really nice kayak. The time that I had it, I liked it. But if you're a bigger guy, maybe not. I mean, Grams had issues with it, like life threatening. How do you say that? Threatening situation, right? So yeah, like I mean, I really haven't been paying a lot of attention to it lately. Like the information that I have about it is from a year ago.
Okay.
My time with it was nice. I enjoyed it. I would have one, right?
Yeah.
I only had it for basically 6 hours and filmed a bunch of videos. That's it.
Huh, there you go. All right. So you're limited there. Well, really quick, let's jump into some different questions here that I have for you. And one of these are all kind of opinion questions. What's the best brand of kayak out there today, in your opinion, and why?
Right. Let me see if they send me a check. Oh no, they haven't. But
You're still looking for that?
still waiting on the check. Old Town makes the highest quality kayaks, and prices now are outrageous across the best pricing I've seen right now is from Feel Free, right? And they used to be properly priced Old Town kayaks. Now they're too expensive. So something there changed. But I feel comfortable putting my kit on one of them. Okay. I feel comfortable putting the neighbor's kit on an Old Town kayak. They're a big company. They have QC in place. They have a brand. They spend a lot of money testing their boats for years. They could have launched that EPDL 2 years ago or three, but they didn't because they were testing. So they put a lot of money behind making sure things work. And of course, everything's gonna have issues. That's why they have warranty and all that stuff. And I bet you probably heard horror stories about a warranty claim with Old Town, and good story about it too, because everybody has issues. But like that's to me is the best brand. Now, like when it comes to quality and customer service and what you get for your money, but in terms of design, they're behind. They're lacking.
Okay.
I mean, look at the 106 PDL and the 120 PDL. The big water 132, like that thing is so old. It needs to be updated, right? Like, come on. It's like buying a 2007 Toyota Corolla. Like, yeah, it's reliable. You're getting good value, but you're getting something that is old.
Sure. You're correct.
Okay, so they need to update that. So yeah, but overall, if you want a high quality kayak, that one. Now, nobody, like I was saying before, nobody cares about native. I don't know why. But like,
it might just be who you roll with, because I have a lot of people who follow my channel who love native and love bona fides, which I both love. And
I think more people care about bona fide than native. But native makes, like, on paper, not on paper, like, how do I say this? Like, they make really good kayaks, high quality kayaks, and they have really good design. So native will be number 2, I would say. It's just that they don't have an autopilot, so I can't give them number 1.
So if native, are you talking bona fide or native?
It's the same company.
I know it's the same, but designs are a little bit different. Even
but they're fitting off each other.
Yeah, I know. So, I agree. I agree with that. All right.
Yeah, so number 2 will be native. But they don't have the boat. They don't have my boat. They don't have my favorite kayak. So for a long time, the Slayer was my favorite boat, and then new things came up.
Yeah. So, what is we'll flip it on you. What is the worst brand of kayak out there today, in your opinion?
Brooklyn Kayaks.
Brooklyn. So explain how that company operates, just for everyone out there, because if you're looking for a deal, you're like, oh man, I can get a really cheap PDL from Brooklyn Kayak Company. I don't know anything about them. You probably have a lot more knowledge than I would.
Well, I only had tested them once, and it was an ICAST, and it was broken, so I couldn't even test it. But Brooklyn Kayaks and all these other kayaks like that, and I have videos on my channel about companies like that where they just buy a bunch of boats and put a label on it. Things are just not, like, they seem good on paper, but really you're not getting the quality that you would expect, and prices now are high. Yeah. I mean, there are other companies that have issues with quality and their boats, but what they do is that if you have a problem, they just replace the broken piece or whatever issues you're having. They try to help you because they know they don't have the highest quality.
Sure.
So, I mean, even if you have the best warranty, right? Even if if you buy a kayak, it's gonna be replaced if something happens. That may take time, right? So you may buy a kayak. Oh yeah, this company is going to replace the drive and brakes, but maybe it takes 4 months. So that's 4 months that you didn't have a kayak.
Yeah, it's a no-go.
So, yeah, but
Yeah. Well, Gonna Do has a comment here. Did Brooklyn just copy Hobie's pedal drive?
Everybody copy Hobie. Even Hobie copy people that copy Hobie. So give me a second. So I mean, everyone, like, Pelican was the first one. Then Vibe, copy hobby, and you got bank hunts, and you got a bunch of people with the same drive,
Yeah.
and that drive sucks. That drive is so, it's like a grinding thing, right? When I use the pure water, I use my BSP on it.
Mm.
I went and bought a Hobie Mirage drive on my own. Like I bought a brand new one, cost me like almost $1,000 because I can't deal with the old tech from those. Those drives are like 30 years old. The technology,
Yeah.
right? I think what they should do is just sell the boat that is able to take a Hobie Mirage drive and let people source their own.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Ryan Bell had a question here. What do you think about the Hammerhead Kayak Company? So either he has one or he's thinking about one. Any thoughts on that?
I think I've seen some ads, but I'm not familiar with it.
Right on.
Yeah, that's I mean, maybe a question for you. I wanted to stay away from all those copycats.
Yeah.
But people always ask, so I make the videos.
Yeah.
And that's part of the thinking where the content is gonna go. I want to lean more to do videos with companies that will buy the kayak from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will buy a Hobie kayak. I will buy an Old Town. I will even buy pure water. Like, I will buy it. Feel free. I will buy a kayak from them.
Right.
But there's other companies like Voodoo and whatever. Like, would I buy a kayak from them? Right?
Right.
I don't think I would.
No.
So I'm thinking not covering those companies. I don't have to be a master of everything. I don't have to review everything. I could just review what I want to review.
Yeah. No, I can appreciate that.
Yeah, like, I mean, even on YouTube, you got people that only review Apple stuff, right? Or only do Android. Like, they only do a certain thing. They don't have to review every cell phone out there or tablet. They just pick a niche and focus on that. Yeah, so that's something I'm gonna probably end up doing. Saying no to a lot of brands.
No, that makes sense. I mean, you gotta do what you like. And usually how I create my videos, if I start hearing the same question over and over and over again, I'll create a video on that, right? So I can even foresee myself. Here's all of these kayak companies that I wouldn't even buy from, in my opinion. And there you go. So anytime someone ever asks you a question about some of the I don't know, call them off brands, but maybe even new to the market, copycats, made in China, whatever it is.
Well, everything is made in China, right? Like, that's not
everything.
I mean, iPhones are made in China. This phone that I'm using is made in China. Like, these monitors are made in China. So it would be kind of stupid to say, "Oh, I'm not gonna buy a kayak because it's made in China," right? It's like you typing that from a phone that was made in China. I don't think that. I mean, and also a lot of those parts from those kayaks are not even from here. Even people claim that the Hobie ovens were made in China, right? So you cannot really claim that the kayaks were 100% US made. So I don't know. Like, I don't think something made in China is just a hard no. You know what I'm saying?
I guess I would somewhat agree, but mostly disagree. Most of the stuff that I see, most of these copycat kayaks are coming from overseas. They don't have QC, right? You're not going to get that quality control. And just like we talked about earlier, you're not going to get great warranties or if you have a problem with it. And so I usually try to stay away. I don't want to promote either to you.
Yeah, but like, for example, Vive, they make it in China, and they're most of the time they honor their warranties. I mean, I seen comments from people that they don't, but like, yeah, most of the time they do. So, like, I will be comfortable reviewing that kayak, even if it's made in China.
Yeah, I mean,
my problem is with a kayak that anybody could just buy 100 units, label them, and sell them, right? That's my problem. Because there's no, like you said, there's no quality control. There's nothing there. So, like, if I mean, I'm not a hypocrite. Like, my phone is not made here, so why would I not recommend a kayak because it's not made here? Like, it doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna disagree on that one because I think you're talking minorities. I'm talking majorities, but that's all right. We'll move along. I agree with you to a certain degree, but it's all right. We'll
No,
see.
everything is. You cannot 100% agree on something because then it will be stupid, right?
No, it's
Uh,
all good. It's all good.
the other thing is that, for example, Pelican kayaks they're not made in the U.S. They're made in Canada. So I was just gonna. And now the rumor said that hobby kayaks will be made in Mexico. Like, what are we gonna say? Not gonna buy a hobby kayak is made in Mexico? I don't know.
So, who makes the best paddle kayak out there, in your opinion?
Paddle only.
Paddle only.
Bonafide.
Okay. Was the SS 127?
Yeah,
All
but
right.
that's a fishing kayak that you can motorize. You're talking
Sure.
about a paddle only kayak that is for paddling people. That's not a good kayak for them. So if you want something fast, look at the Stealth. They're made in South Africa. If you want swell kayaks, they have really good paddling kayaks, really good ones. They have the Scoper 12, they have the 16, I think it's 16 or 14, one of those, and they're making more. So, like, if you want a paddling kayak, look at one of those because they're good.
Okay. Who makes the best PDL? Are you gonna say? You gonna say Hobie?
Um, I for the longest time I had an issue with the Mirage Drive. I would go too fast on purpose. Like, I couldn't stop it. Like, I would just go like this, and it would like affect me. But then I got a tip from someone to do this. Like, go long, do two each set of each, and rest, and do that, and rest. Back coordination. Like, you go, wait, like, you do that. I tried to do it on the water, and I didn't lose. I kept going fast, and I was resting at the same time.
All right.
So that makes the Hobie Outback probably the best kayak there is for me,
Yeah.
for a
For sure.
pedal drive kayak, because it's designed. I mean, it's a fishing kayak. It's designed for fishing. You really don't have to take anything with you. Just your rod, and you have places for everything. Your tackle boxes, your pliers, and if you want to put a motor on the back, it's easy to do as well. So, but yeah, so it'll be a Hobie Outback. If Old Town ever makes a kind of like combination of the 136 autopilot and the 132 big water, maybe that'll be the best pedal drive kayak that you can get. But like, that's not here.
All right.
And are the native watercraft, are those? They're more like boats, right? you could you could put like 25 motors on them.
Yeah.
So it's not, I don't see a like the Titan 12.5. I don't see that up as a pedal drive kayak. Like, I was filming and I go like, this drive shouldn't even be here.
Because it's so big.
Yeah, it's big, and it's like, who's actually gonna use the drive? I mean, only if you have to use it for a tournament, right? But like, they're I don't like what they want to do with that kayak is just allow you to put motors in. So
Yeah. So, if you have a question for Alex, we're coming down to the final moments of the show. And so, if you want to throw a question out there for him to answer, I will circle back on that in a minute. But, Alex, one, if I've called you Alex during the show, I apologize. It's Aliex, correct? I'm sure
yeah,
you get that your entire life. So, I've been trying to take a mental note of that. But so we've come out of an interesting couple years, right? Kind of this rise in kayak fishing from COVID. A lot of people were doing it. A lot of people bought fishing kayaks, and now we're kind of on this secondary market. A lot of people selling them on the secondary market, and it's just weird. What would you say about kind of the state of kayak fishing right now in the industry? And in your opinion, where do you think it's going?
should I make a video? Catfishing is dead.
Nah.
I-
that would go. You know it would.
um, no, like, this is what happened. Too many people that probably should have never bought a kayak did. and they're trying to get rid of it.
Right.
So that creates big problems. There's too many kayaks out there on sale, and also it's gonna take a while for all that supplies to go away. And you could see it. I mean, you can see it on your YouTube stats. Like, not many people are looking for new kayaks. So that have to. My hopeful self is thinking probably by next ICAST we should be back to where we should be.
Okay. So you think a full year to recover?
Yeah, probably longer than that. I mean, rates. I don't know if you guys noticed, but like rates are super high. A mortgage is like 7%. A car loan is like 15%. If you have bad credit, you're looking at 28%. Right? So you go to the store, you buy a steak, that's $20. Right? The last thing normal people want is spend their money on a kayak that is gonna cost them more money. Because they have to take it out and go fishing and gas and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And accessories and things. So it's gonna take a while. I mean, everything is more expensive now. People will have to make decisions on what they're gonna use their money for. So
do you think people, like, I feel like when I go out, and this is super subjective, I see more kayaks than ever when I'm out fishing. Like 10x from years ago.
It depends where you are. Here in Florida, it's really hot right now, so you're not gonna see as many people out. I went to the Keys to flip a kayak last Saturday, and it felt like a ghost town.
Really?
And just like 2 months before, it was super busy. Back to school, all that stuff. But like I think less people around here are getting out on their kayaks because it's hot. So maybe we have to revisit that in next month, see how that goes. But like probably what you're seeing is if people think that only kayak prices went up, boat prices went up too. And you have the gas issue. So it's cheaper. It's still cheaper to have a kayak and go fishing of it than a big boat. So maybe that's what you're seeing. But there is definitely a lot less people interested in kayak fishing this year.
Yeah. No, I get it. I don't like it as a content creator around kayak fishing, but it's still good. The community's still freaking awesome, and so I'm enjoying it. All right, last call here. Mustang James, he said, "Hey, good show tonight, guys. Very much appreciated. Enjoy both y'all's channel and hope you have a blessed weekend. Love my Old Town Predator, Big Water. It identifies as a Predator 132." So
that's the one I poo on, bro.
not a fan.
So 2 stories. I took my friend fishing on a 132 big water PDL, and I told him, "Look, that kayak is super stable. Don't worry about it. You can do whatever you want." Next thing I see is him like almost rolling over, almost flipping on the water. Because it's the same thing that the whole EPA has. Like, the sea's too high. You lean too much, you're gonna flip over. You're gonna roll, and that's exactly what happened to one of us when we went fishing offshore. He was new to kayaking. He leaned too much. He flipped in the middle of the ocean. So, I want to feel comfortable when I'm out there. I don't want to think about flipping. So I wouldn't take that kayak. Like, to be my number one kayak. Like, no. So, because I don't want to be like thinking, oh, I need to stay put. I need to be safe. All this stuff, Like, I want a kayak that gives me an opportunity to get back to my spot if I'm flipping over. But yeah, it's not my favorite. And that Predator, the tank well is very normal. So it's huge, but then you don't have a lot of storage.
Sure.
The new one, the EPDL, they did expand it up a little bit, but it's not my favorite home. It's not.
All right. Well, one of the last questions I have for you, Aliex, is you mentioned that you're going to be taking a month off, although none of us who watch your channel will notice. How long?
4 months.
4 months.
Yeah.
4 months. So you've been getting the work, getting videos and getting them scheduled out. That's a lot of work to go 4 months. Congratulations for you doing that, by the way. That's smart. taking
Thank
rests
you.
is what I mean, and being smart.
I won't be resting though. I'm gonna be working on shooting a what I call a movie. I got Amped Outdoors to help me finance it. And I don't know if it's gonna happen or not because it's a big challenge, and I want to do it off a little tiny kayak.
Okay.
So we'll see how that goes. So my plan, starting August 20, is to go fishing for a fish, and doesn't matter if it takes 4 months, and make it a movie. So
So you're
see
going
how that
after
goes.
one specific fish. It must be pretty difficult to get.
It's it may be, maybe not. It's not difficult to hook it. It's difficult to land it.
Got it.
But that's the goal. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And I only want to focus on that because when I go fishing now, it's like, okay, if I go fishing for myself, I don't have a video.
I know the pain. That's why I'm laughing.
Yeah. So if and it's always like, what kayak can I take to make a video of that I could use this footage later on something? And it's always like that.
Yeah.
And I don't want that. I want, if I go fishing and don't catch a fish, fine, not a big deal. I only need to catch that one fish, that one time. And I don't have to make a video out of it until I catch it, if that makes sense. You know, like I'm gonna go fishing for me, and I
Wow.
have 4 months to do it.
Man, good for you.
And when you do that, when you're having fun and you're enjoying it, that's when things happen. That's when you're gonna catch that tiny fish I'm trying to catch.
You got a bunch of questions over here. Bonefish, bull shark. Everyone's trying to guess this fish you're going to go after.
Sharks are easy and boring.
we will. Hey, Will Junkin, my man. Thanks for becoming a member tonight. Thank you so much. Anthony. Well, first, Gramp says YouTubers don't get to fish.
I know.
I
don't even get to enjoy a kayak because I have to be on changing, getting the next one and reviewing it and doing all this stuff. So that's part of the thinking that I'm doing. That's why I want to condense it a little bit so I don't have to spend a lot of time doing things that, yes, it's fun. I like it. I enjoy it, but it's not the best use of my time. Like reviewing every brand out there.
Sure. No, I like it, respect it, and man, I hope you have a great time. I hope you actually accomplish your goals. Do you have any thoughts on how you're leaning when you come back to maybe a redirection of the channel? I mean, are you going to stay with kayak reviews, or are you going to move?
So we should. I'm on. Look, I don't know if you noticed, but YouTube is Hollywood, right? You're competing against people that spend millions of dollars on a video.
For sure.
You're competing against people that have cameramen, camera person, thumbnails, writers, editors, not one, but maybe 5. They could take a trip right now and catch the biggest fish of a lifetime right now in a second. We cannot do any of that, can we?
Not as fast as they can.
No. So the only thing that we have is putting a lot of work and effort into something, right? Do more of it. But that means you're always going to be a slave to it. So what I'm thinking of, when I come back, I'm not going to upload a video unless it's special.
Okay.
And my goal is to have at least one per week. Okay. And it could be the same thing I'm doing, but packaged in a different way. Instead of doing 10 videos about a kayak, maybe I just do one.
What's your upload schedule right now?
Right now, I always try to do Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays.
Okay, 3 week. And plus short.
Yeah, if there is ICAST or a trade show, do as many videos that make sense. And that's not going to change. Like next year, if I go to ICAST, I'm going to do as many videos I think I should make. If that's 10 videos, then I'll do 10. They don't have to be special videos because it's a trade show. Everybody knows you're not going to get the best audio. You're going to get things are going to happen. I cannot control the situation. But for normal videos, just put one up once a week that is something special that you want to sit down and watch, that you cannot skip it. Like if you see that alert, you need to watch it because you know it's something good,
Yeah.
right? Because right now, I mean, right now it's like you put a video up, people are probably like, oh, it's probably just a normal video. I'm not even gonna. I'll watch it later, right? But if you train them, to, oh, this guy only uploads really good videos. Like I know if I click on it, even if I don't like the kayak, at least I'm gonna enjoy the video,
No,
right?
I get it. I'm in fundraising, right? So I work with major donors for the organization I work with. And I always tell people I work with, if you're going to interrupt a major donor's life, right, by reading your email, whatever communication that you're putting out, it better be a freaking good one, right? Or they'll just stop opening it and stop responding. So I completely agree with you there. If you just put out mediocre content, it's not a big deal if someone misses it or clicks on it or doesn't click on it. So you got to bring the heat every time.
And it's not to say that the content we produce is mediocre. It's just that maybe it's too much of it. Maybe it could be condensed into, instead of having 10 videos on a kayak, just do one video, right?
Yeah.
And then you have all the information you need there. And then you could do with the extra footage if people really want to consume that high quality footage. Maybe you put it behind a paywall and people could, look into that.
For sure.
And the other thing I'm gonna do is, because everybody asks, I'm gonna try to make a fishing channel successful, and it's gonna be the same thing. The only video is gonna go there is because something crazy happened, something real, something you want to see, something that if you click on it, you're gonna be happy that you did, right? So those are the goals. And again, I don't have to. Oh my God, it's Tuesday. I gotta make a video. No, no, no. If it's Tuesday and I don't have a video, not going.
Yeah.
Wait until next Tuesday or next month or 3 months from now. It doesn't matter. Only special fishing videos that has like a structure to them will go in there.
Okay.
And so that's something else I'm gonna work on. So I got 4 months to make all this happen. To have everything set up where it should be. And the movie, I already have plans about the premiere. Thinking about doing a live with my friend that has a bigger channel and kind of like lead people into the premiere.
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe 10 people watch it. Maybe I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. Sorry. I went to ICAST and I got a little cold, and it went away. But I still have the thing from ICAST.
Okay.
So that's what it was. Sorry.
Well, I wish you the best. I really do. And if you get this movie out, we'll do a premiere and we'll all kind of watch it together on the live show or something. We'll do something. So congrats on getting the finance for that.
We could join a few channels.
Yeah.
Like 10 minutes and just lead everybody into the premiere of that movie. You should do that too, by the way.
Heck yeah.
Make a special video. Get with a bunch of people to go live together. Talk about the movie, the process, why it's important, when you want people to see it, and then just lead people into it, into the premiere, and you're there like an actual premiere on YouTube, and you're there answering questions, and it's kind of like I think it's a good idea. So I need to get the movie. I mean, the movie's gonna happen because even if I don't get the fish, I'm gonna get a lot of the fish. But if I don't get the big fish, I can just say I failed. Whatever. Next.
Yeah.
Like, it's not all movies ending happy endings. You know what I'm saying? So.
For sure. Well, folks, I'm going to land this plane after a couple of comments here. I saw Bushcraft Family in saying what's up. Hey, I will be on his show tomorrow. So I think I'm going to be showing that on my channel as well. And here, a couple of thoughts here from some people. CC3 Outdoors said, hey, been watching you since it said it'd been with you since you were flipping kayaks in your swimming pool. So you got some people over here listening in. That's awesome. Anthony said, hey, Darren, on my ending note, can't wait to see your next DIY, bro. I've learned a lot and many new accessories from the vids. Aliex, you're awesome, brother. So some encouragement there for you. Bass Ackwards, good show, guys. Thanks, Aliex. So if you haven't done it yet, right, I think there's a huge disparity from your views to how many subs you have. But regardless, he hadn't done this yet. Head over to Alex channel. My goodness, I can't talk tonight.
Hey,
Head
you're
over to
speaking
Alex.
out of it now?
I know I run into these lips. I don't know what's going on. So it's getting late over here. But head over to his channel, give him a sub, watch some of his stuff. It's pretty good. Now you know a little bit about him. But Alex, thank you so much for your time, brother. I look forward to having you on again when you get this video. I'm excited for the rest you're about to get. And when you get back here and that video and that movie's done, we'll do a premiere. It'll be a good time.
Yeah, and thank you for that. I appreciate that because I mean, getting a lot of people into it, it's gonna lead more people to see the movie, and it's gonna be good. I mean, you'll see it before it premieres. So yeah,
Heck yeah.
and you let me know. You let me know this is trash. I don't want my channel. Or you say, oh, it's good. Let's do it.
I appreciate people who are going out there doing new things, kind of breaking down some barriers. So, Alex, thank you for your time. Hey, everyone, see you next week. We got Good to Go Fishing on 8:30 p.m. Eastern on next Tuesday. Look forward to seeing you. You guys